look out as, wow.
Oh my goodness.
Just one more thing to add to the legend that is Fernando Tatis Jr. Apparently, he's a wizard. What's going on, everyone? It's Fuzzy. Welcome back to yet another MLB recap. Thank you all so much for stopping by. If this is your first time on the channel, what we do every single day is we recap the best baseball news from the day before, and also if there's anything breaking, we'll talk about that as well. Now, I do also want to show another crazy clip because we started it off with Fernando Tatis Jr. I still don't know how he was not on the floor, how he was able to bounce back up. It makes absolutely no sense. But as I've been talking, this is currently a 19 pitch at bat. Now, it might be abnormal for you guys, but if you play MLB The Show 20, you know this happens every single day, but I'm kidding. 19 pitches in one single at bat, a professional at bat. That is crazy. The Dodgers and the Diamondbacks had one of the best games of the year. The Yankees, I think the sky is officially falling. I've been trying to be positive for the last week or two, but it's been bad. And then also a Red Sox rookie is making Red Sox history. So without further ado, let's start talking baseball. Also, I did forget to mention, but I want to make sure that we all pay homage to Roberto Clemente. Happy Roberto Clemente Day. 3,000 hits on the dot, a 317 lifetime batting average, 12 gold gloves, one of the best arms in the history of baseball. So we're going to go ahead and start with that as we lead off with the Dodgers at the Diamondbacks. I'm not going to say anything. We're just going to see who won because, again, it was a crazy, wild finish.
Seager and a ground ball back up the middle. Great play by Rojas. Gets it out at first.
Maybe. That's a double play that gets him out of the inning and prevents that run from scoring.
Gavin Lux coming up.
That's a high fly ball to right field. Calhoun's going back on it. Gavin Lux with a second home run of the night.
Josh Rojas and his insane web gem actually saves the day, but then guess what happens? Gavin Lux decides to flex his muscles and show to the baseball world why he was one of the top prospects dating back to just a year ago. He knocks in 5 RBIs and the bullpen just barely survives because the Diamondbacks tried to come back. Just when you're a team that has the worst winning percentage in all of baseball, which is what the Diamondbacks have, they are now 1-9 in their last 10 games, so it's very unfortunate. I don't know. Also, guys, I forgot to mention that they have the worst winning percentage in the National League. The Red Sox and the Rangers, they're still worse. Moving on over to a team that we all thought was going to be a bottom feeder going into 2020, the Baltimore Orioles. I'm starting to think that because they were so bad for so many years, we all had a bad taste in our mouth, but the Mets got hit in the mouth by the Orioles offense yesterday. They got pummeled by a score of 11-2. DJ Stewart has been on fire lately. Ryan Mountcastle, Ruiz, and Pat Valica, I don't know how to say his last name, Valica, maybe that's it. They all homer as Ryan Mountcastle is now up to 13 RBIs and a 1,000 OPS as the Orioles now rank 7th in batting average and they're 9th in OPS. They're a half game back of the Yankees in the wild card spot. So yeah, the sky is definitely falling when the Orioles are only a half game back of taking your spot in the playoffs. But I wanted to shout them out because I think we all underestimated them. The Orioles offense is without a doubt real. Do not underestimate them. They are going to score 4 to 10 runs every single game. I wish I could say the same about the Yankees, but they dropped another game against the Blue Jays, and for the first time since 1999, I was 3 years old the last time this happened, the Yankees are playing 500 baseball. Now, Brian Cashman had a team meeting before the game. The last time that happened was back in 2009, and the Yankees came back to win that World Series. It didn't really galvanize anything as Gary Sanchez, he was back as the starting catcher. He went 0 for 4, he dropped a pop-up, and then the Yankees botch a gem from J.A. Happ. As Taijuan Walker and the Blue Jays bullpen, they're able to limit the Yankees to just 5 base hits, 1 earned run, and they are now 3 games ahead of the Yankees for second place in the American League East. Giancarlo Stanton, Aaron Judge, and James Paxton, they need to get back ASAP because time is ticking on the Yankees, and my hopefulness, it's at an all-time low. I'm trying to be positive for you Yankees fans, but it does not look good. I'm going to keep it real. It doesn't look good at all. But you know who did look pretty good yesterday? Sixto Sanchez and the Miami Marlins. He is the real deal. He throws 101 miles an hour and has disgusting off speed. He goes 6 innings, allows exactly 0 earned runs. He puts up a goose egg. His season ERA so far is at 1.8. The Marlins bullpen also shut it down as well as the offense scores 8 against a very shaky Atlanta pitching pitching staff. Now, Garrett Cooper is a huge run producer. I really think that he is going to be someone that can aid the Marlins going forward. And if they make a playoff push, it's going to be because of the Starling Marte trade and Garrett Cooper driving in a ton of runs.
Myers to right field, towards the corner. Blackman headed back, looking up. This is Slam Diego! Will Myers takes it out of the yard with one swing of the bat. Padres take a 5-3 lead. Yet another grand slam.
Keep grinding out those at-bats. Pass it on to the next guy.
The Padres hit yet another grand slam. This was the second of the season for Will Myers, and I believe the 105th for the Slam Diego Padres overall. Actually, I don't know how many they've hit, but it's been a lot. Newcomer Austin Hayes also drives in 4 RBIs as the Padres get a big-time W, 14-5. They are now on a 3-game winning streak. They are 10 games above 500. Now, side note, Mike Clevenger, he did kind of get roughed up. He gave up 4 but struck out 8 as he gets his first win for the Padres. They scored exactly 0 runs for him in his first start, so I think they all kind of had a chip on their shoulder, and they said, we're going to make sure that Mike Clevenger does not get this L, and they showed up big time. Tyler Mahle has been a strikeout machine so far for the Cincinnati Reds. He has been one of the biggest surprises in the National League if you're talking about wipeout starting pitchers, but unfortunately, even though he struck out 10, he gave up 3 runs as Alec Mills and the Cubs, they shut it down completely as the Reds are not able to muster any runs, and then 2 triples win the game for the Chicago Cubs. They get 1 from Bodie, and then they get 1 from Javier Baez. Now, fast forward to today's game. It is a must-watch game if you're just a baseball fan in general. You have Yu Darvish, who is going for the Cy Young, and then also Trevor Bauer on the flip side. He is playing for not only the Cy Young, but for the Reds season. They have to win this game. If not, I think you can just wipe your hands clean. I think it's a done deal if you're a Reds fan. We have 3 doubleheaders, and we're going to go ahead and talk about them back-to-back pretty quick because sometimes doubleheaders, they get a little bit confusing. But the Astros faced off against the The Astros faced off against the Oakland A's, and Frankie Montas finally reverted back to his normal self. 5 innings, 2 earned runs as Chris Davis, he holds back a red-hot Michael Brantley. Brantley's hitting 400 in the last 7 days. Was not able to get the job done in game number 1, but then in game number 2, the Astros answer back and they end their 6-game losing streak, and they ruin Matt Olson's 100th career home run. Kind of a sloppy game all around. It was poor defense, just a lot of poor starting pitching play. The bullpen was all right. The Astros are now 4.5 games back of the A's, and I want to ask you guys, can the Astros make a playoff push without Justin Verlander? I think that he's going to come back in the next 2 weeks. Hopefully that happens. If not, I don't know what they can do.
And a line drive, base hit into left field. 1 run is in. Here comes Didi. The throw to the plate is not in time. The Phils once again come from behind.
You guys just saw Alec Boehm cap off a huge day at the plate, 4 RBIs. He is now hitting .458 with runners in scoring position, so that was a big-time W if you are a Phillies fan. Now, if we go to game number 2, Red Sox fans got to be pretty happy going forward in the future because 2020, it's a wash. You were never going to be good. But Bobby Dalbec is showing the world that his power at 6'4", 227 pounds is the real deal. Drives in 3 RBIs as he becomes the first Red Sox rookie ever. Ted Williams never did this. Any other rookie that played for the Red Sox has never homered in 4 consecutive games. Bobby Dalbec, he stands alone as they make it for game number 1, in which Devers had 2 home runs. Bobby Dalbec had a home run in game number 1 as well. But they clutch up, so they split the doubleheader.
Here's the 1-2. And hit high in the air left field. Ball, I might have a chance.
Breaking ball got him. And now Nelson Cruz lets one high and deep to right center field. High fly to left. Going back is O'Neill.
So yeah, I wouldn't want to be a starting pitcher against the Twins anytime soon because they have Donaldson back, Buxton is raking, Nelson Cruz and Miguel Sano are still on the squad, Eddie Rosario, Max Kepler, I think that he's on the IL right now, but if he's healthy, that Twins lineup 1 through 9 is disgusting. Now moving on to game number 2, the Cardinals decide to answer back and they pop off against Randy Dobnak as the Cardinals do just enough to get a 6-4 victory. The Twins are playing for a number 2 spot, the Cardinals are trying to stay alive as a number 2 spot. There are so many teams in baseball right now that are either fringe baseball teams or just holding on to a second place spot. The Indians, we'll talk about them in just a second. The White Sox, the Twins, the Cardinals, the Yankees are trying to battle back. The Blue Jays are trying to prove that they're a real team. just insane. Whit Merrifield and Alberto Mondesi take advantage of an awful day defensively from the Indians. Now, Whit Merrifield, he hits a 3-run home run, so that was all him. I will tip my cap. Mondesi and the rest of the Royals, they get handed a W on a silver platter. Lindor, he's been raking. He now has a 367 batting average in his last 15 days, but that doesn't really mean much when the bullpen implodes pretty much every other day. I don't know what's happening down in Cleveland, but the bullpen has been very shaky lately. Now, speaking of bad defense, the White Sox, this happened. So if you guys want an update as to how I feel, I'm stressed. So if you guys really want to pay attention to any teams or any division races, really hone in on the Twins, the White Sox, and the Indians, because they're all really good for different reasons. The Indians have the pitching staff. The White Sox and the Twins both have the offense, but sometimes their third or fourth and fifth starter really blow up and they give up a ton of runs. So it's really, you don't know who's going to come out in first place. If you're asking me for my genuine opinion, I have no idea. The Mariners are playing really well. The Giants are playing really well. Two things I never thought I would say this year. Brandon Belt raises his batting average to 337 as Darren Ruff delivers a huge go-ahead home run in the 7th. Now, Kyle Seager, he's up to 31 RBIs. He has been a machine all of this year. It's just not enough as the Giants do take the W. They had a 6.9% chance of making the playoffs 2 weeks ago. They are now almost a 70% guarantee of squeaking in as an 8th spot in the National League. 1.5 games ahead of the Rockies for 8th. I mean, right now, it looks like it might happen. Just the Rockies are so good offensively, they could pop off for a week and steal it back. Baseball's fun this year. All right, everyone. Well, what we're going to do to end the video is we're going to show the last 3 games, but I'm not going to talk about them. We have the Rays and the Nationals. Lance Lynn showed the world why he should have been traded. I think the Braves could have used them. A lot of other teams could have used them. And then last but not least, Spencer Turnbull and the Tigers, they showed up. Happy Roberto Clemente Day. Stay safe out there. And then after all the highlights, we'll probably show a clip or two of this day in MLB history because Sandy Koufax, he threw a perfect game. Thanks for watching.
Soto with a tapper, home on contact. Robles scores easily. Juan Soto is safe at first. And Keyboom rams one to left. He's first time. Right side base hit. Here comes Soto. Swing and a miss.
Elvis Andrus will be the next batter.
Andrews, that ball well struck. Deep to left. Gone!
The 1-1. Swing and a chopper left side charged by Kiner Falefa. He goes to second for one. Tejeda to first. They get them both.
1-2 pitch from Robles. And this one out to the alley in right field. That'll get down.
Turns on it, and that should be a fair ball, and it is.
Game.
Right back up the middle. Jeimer Candelario delivers again. Romine is home.
The 2-2. Swinging a fly ball, right field, way back in right, and gone, a home run. Jeimer Candelario.
Sandy into his windup. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. A perfect game.